ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
It is Wednesday, October 16th. Your drive begins right now. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We're getting your text in this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're one day away. Less than 24 hours before we go back on the air. We'll be live at the West Lot tomorrow for our pregame coverage right here. It's the Herd taking on Georgia State, the Panthers coming into town. I think they should be here by now. If not, they're coming in soon. Yesterday, when we were on the phone talking to Dave Cohen, he said that to me off air that they were leaving about 3 o'clock, so they should be here, if not already, soon. So we welcome them to Huntington for tomorrow's action on ESPN2. Of course, for those of you that are tailgating, don't forget, keep your radio locked either on 93.7 The Dog or right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So this should be a fun one. And so we're staying with our usual order of things. Tonight, we're going to hear from Ryan Crisp coming up about 10 minutes or so. We're going to talk about, of course, the game, what you can expect, anything that's happening. There are a couple things that are actually going to be happening. I know that the student section, you're going to get your Thunder Sticks. So we'll talk to Ryan about that. Thunder Sticks are always welcome. Also, for those of you getting into the stadium early, there are some things that are going on. We'll get Ryan to sort of clear up again for the new people maybe showing up for the first time. Hey, here's what you do. Here's the process. And, of course, here's what happens when you come in to the stadium a couple of hours earlier. Here's what you can take advantage of. And, of course, I know this is going on, the ring ceremony tomorrow as well for the women's basketball team. Speaking of the women's basketball team, we've got Juli Fulks. We got her comments coming up. Today was the Women's Media Day for the Sun Belt, and so we've got her comments from that event earlier today, so we'll get those going in a few minutes as well. And, of course, we're going to get your text in, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. It's my final day of giving away tickets. You got to pick them up tomorrow if you want them. So I've got a 4-pack of tickets. That'll be my final ticket giveaway. And here's how we do that. Of course, we use it on the text line. And so how's the Herd going to win this one? That's usually how we roll with the text questions. How's the Herd going to win? Is it going to be, obviously, a touchdown? That's a pass. Is it going to be a run play? Is it going to be a field goal? Is it going to be a pick six? I mean, is it going to be a defensive stop? Is that really going to be how it ends? And you got 4th down, and Georgia State's going to throw for the end zone. If they make the pass, they win. And no, it's a defensive play. How's the Herd going to win this one? So that's the text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Last night, Sunbelt action, South Alabama taking care of Troy 25-9. A little surprised by that one, actually. I'm not used to Troy being so down. South Alabama's good, though, but I'm not used to Troy being down. Of course, baseball action, American League Championship Series Game 2 Tuesday. The Yankees took care of business against the Guardians 6-3. So the Yankees are up in that series 2-0. Game 3 is going to be Thursday night in Cleveland. National League Championship Series, Game 3 tonight. 8 o'clock, it's going to be the Mets taking on the Dodgers. We'll go on the air with that, 7:30 here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Also on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. And just to stay with the theme of what's happening in the region, NHL action yesterday. We had Florida beating Columbus 4-3. So the Blue Jackets fall to the Florida Panthers. High school rankings came out yesterday, and for those of you following along, in Quad A, Huntington is 3rd, Hurricane is 9th, and Cabell Midland 16th. And AAA, Point Pleasant is 9th, and Spring Valley 11th. Class AA, Wayne is 6th. Looking at Ohio Division 5, Region 19, Ironton top team, usual. Fairland's 4th, Portsmouth is 6th, and Colgrove 13th. And Wheelersburg, of all the teams that we cover, rounding it out at 14th. Division 6 in Ohio, Region 24, Portsmouth West is 3rd, Rock Hill 8th, and Chesapeake 9. And Ohio Division 5, Region 27, South Gallia is 7th, and Portsmouth Notre Dame is 10th. And, of course, we're going to be talking to Dickie Martin coming up this weekend just because he said he'd do the show, even though the Tomcats are not going to be able to take the field due to this thing called an off day, an off week. But the Tomcats in the 4A RPI in Kentucky is 4th. Greenup County's 5th. Johnson Central's 11th, and Boyd County is 15th. So that's kind of a look at what's happening with the high school. We got action coming up this weekend. All of that right here on our family of Kindred Communications stations. Huntington's going to take on South Charleston. That's coming up Friday night. We're going to have that game right here, and we're going to video stream it as well on our Facebook page. Cabell Midland will play host to Parkersburg Friday night. That's going to be also on our Facebook page and on 97.9 The River. Spring Valley is going to be at Capitol on Friday night at 7:30, and you can tune into that game on our sister station, 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. So quick rundown of what's happening across the area, high school football. That's what we're going to be following heavily after the game on Thursday night because, well, the herd will be done, and we'll got plenty of high school football to get into. So that's going to be our Friday show. We won't have a actual drive tomorrow, so 4 o'clock tomorrow is the next time we'll be on the air after tonight. And then, of course, post-game coverage as well immediately following the game. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. Let's go to our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I like this. I accept this variation of the question. Texter says, Paul, the Herd's going to win the game in victory formation, 38-13. Very clever. Very clever. I like it. Also, from the text line, Texter says, Paul, Marshall wins by scoring in the red zone. A touchdown. Very clever as well. Very clever. I reward creativity with this. 304-396-TALK. 304-396-8255. I wonder if we can ask Ryan Crisp what the outcome's going to be tomorrow. Can he give us a sort of an outcome? Of course, Ryan joins us every week, and we're going to catch up on what's happening with the Herd in the next few minutes. And, of course, Ryan's got that long title at Marshall University. We really need to condense that. He is the Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. He's just Ryan Crisp when we continue on the program. Later on, we'll hear from Juli Fulks and more of your creative text. I'll take everything you got. The funnier, the better. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Ryan Crisp, your Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. When we continue on today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Huntington, Ray Crabtree, 304-736-8181. In Milton, Russ McRae, 304-743-9318. And in Lavalette, Jason Elkins, 304-529-7555.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette is now open. Wayne County residents, you now have access to a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com or visit us today on 5th Street Road.
Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year again, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
the Winchester Steak Seafood and Bourbon Bar in downtown Ashland. All flavor, no fuss. Visit Boyd County, where art meets adventure. Griffith and File Drug in Canova, caring for your health for over 130 years. Primary Plus, quality, affordable health care in Ashland, Grayson, and South Shore.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
Our text line this hour is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I've got plenty of them coming in. I'm not going to read them all right now, just a couple, and then we'll get back to them after our guest. But the question is, and again, we're giving away 4 tickets to go see the Herd take on Georgia State. How's the Herd going to win this one tomorrow? Is it going to be a pick six? Is it going to be a field goal? Is it going to be, I don't know, a Braylon Braxton quarterback scramble? What's it going to be? He's going to run right into the end zone. Texter says, Paul Toby Payne, touchdown catch will be the winning play. Also from the text line, texter says, Paul, the Herd will win on an 80-yard run by A.J. Turner to seal the deal. The score will be 27-20, and is Coach Huff call-in show tonight? No, actually, that was yesterday. Since tomorrow is the football game, the coach's show was yesterday. Next week, no coach's show. So I'm sorry you missed it, but I'll tell you what. We will give you almost the next best thing with Ryan Crisp. He joins us now on the program. Ryan is the Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. I mean, the next best thing to Coach Huff, obviously, is you, Ryan.
I don't know if that's 100% correct, but yeah, I'll take it. I think so.
Who would rank higher than you in the hierarchy? I mean, you got Huff, Crisp, and then maybe Jackson and Fulks, maybe? Is that how you see it?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little Beal, a little Agnes, a little Merce. There's some people there. Spears, Mountain. There's some ahead that may be better.
Okay, I mean, I think it's debatable, but we'll compare notes a little bit later on. Ryan Crisp is with us again. He's the Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. We got a Thursday night game, so a lot of excitement tomorrow. First up, since it's a Thursday night game, just to refresh fans, and not to throw you a curveball here, but the refresh fans, when can they get on the west lot? When can they start making their way to the stadium, parking, setting up tailgates, and then obviously they can get in the stadium 2 hours before? That doesn't change.
For sure, yeah. With the weeknight game, there obviously is still classes. We are a university, and so versus the 6-hour window open like a normal game, it's 4 hours for this game. So 3 p.m. All the parking lots will be opened for if you have a permit in that lot, you'll be able to get in the lot at 3 p.m. And then, like you said, gates will open at 5 p.m., 2 hours prior, just like normal.
And, of course, if you get there, set up, then you get into the stadium, heard the answer. I don't think enough fans know this yet because, again, it's new. So you get in the stadium early, you get to participate in Heard the Answer.
Yeah, for sure. No, something that, as you know, we experiment a lot, and this was an experiment that we did, and it's worked out really, really well. The last couple of games, I know App State, we had over 2,500 people that registered to get in the pregame trivia. So 30 minutes before the game, which in this case would be, 6:35. On the video board, we put a little QR code. You go to Kahoot.com and type in our code, and then you get to participate in a pregame trivia session. So there's 8 different questions, and you're judged not only if you get the answer right, but also how quickly you get the answer inputted into the machine there. And so it's a pretty cool deal where you get to have a little bragging rights. I've seen a couple people post on social media that they won. They took a little screenshot of their phone that said, "You're the champion." And so people enjoy it, and I think it's a great way to not only get acclimated with the matchup, because we make a lot of the questions either about the matchup or about this year's Marshall team, but just a great way to get in the mindset and something to do entertaining-wise, before the game starts.
I can remember going to Buffalo Wild Wings when we actually had it in downtown Huntington after, say, a Marshall basketball game or a hockey game when we had the Huntington Blizzard, and just wait in line to get one of those machines. You remember that, Ryan, where you had to get that trivia box so you could do exactly what you're doing now on your phone?
Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that at B-Dubs and at Damon's. I was a big Damon's guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Damon's too, yeah.
So now you can do it on your phone. The only thing we need, I'm not saying do it this year, Ryan. I don't want to add to your list, but if I could get some Buffalo Wild Wings type, herd wings and stuff like that while I'm doing trivia, what do you think?
That'd be pretty cool. I would enjoy that. I would enjoy some wings and trivia and football, maybe some ice-cold beverages. It'd be a good little combo.
I like it. And speaking of the combo there, that leads me into the next thing. You've got some food truck and beer specials coming up as well for fans on this one.
We do. We know it's, obviously 7 p.m. game time right before dinner time, but then also being at a weeknight, it makes your plans a little different, changes your plans maybe a little bit. Maybe some days you set up a tailgate, but in this case with a work day and all that, it makes it tough. So we wanted to try to accommodate that as much as possible. So I think there's 4 different food trucks coming to the game this week that are actual dinner meal type. 2 hibachi trucks, a taco truck, and one other one coming that will be serving food starting at 5 p.m. when gates open. If you go to that beer truck or to that food truck and order a meal, after you purchase, you'll get a little coupon that you're going to be able to get a draft beer for $5. So about a $4 discount on the beer. So just a little special for you. Come support the local food trucks. We actually don't see $1 from them. We just want them to come and support local business. Obviously, have them in our stadium, spread their brand, but then also provide our fans with a different option from the concession style food. And so come support them, and then when you do that, you're going to get a coupon for a little beer special as well for you to enjoy, and hopefully make a little evening out of it, and maybe dinner plans we're just taking care of.
I like it. Taco truck, you say, right?
There you go, yeah. Taco truck, yeah. Okay.
I'm here for that. We got a Thursday night. Let's just do Thursday night games the rest of the year, Ryan. It'd be like Maction. Let's do it.
I don't know if I'm sold on that yet. But,
I'm not either.
I like
I'm not
the
either.
Once a year.
No.
I like the once a year.
Yeah, like yesterday. You had Sunbelt action yesterday. No, I'm not here for that.
No, I think the once a year, it is a good revenue source from a TV standpoint, so we'll take it. But I understand it's more difficult on our fans to get there, and especially if you got to travel in, from a couple hours away. That makes it hard on the fans, so we'll push for Saturdays as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. Ryan Crisp is with us. Ryan, of course, takes care of everyone's needs. He is the Associate Athletics Director for Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. All right, we got the game on Thursday, obviously. That's going to be the main event, but if the students get there early, we're pushing for that this year. If the students get there early on a Thursday night, after classes, head over to Jones T. Just drop your books off and run to the stadium. They're loud, they're annoying, and that's why we love them. They're Thundersticks, and they're going to be handed out to the students. What do they need to know to get their hands on those?
Yeah, no, Thundersticks are back, and we've had a great student turnout this year so far for football games. We have some good leadership within the Stampede that's pushing the message to those students. Also have changed their ticket process a little bit where they're able to claim tickets ahead of time. Makes their gate entry a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about it when you get to the gate, and it's something where you can claim it ahead of time, and it's in your Apple Wallet, and you walk up to the gate and you're in. So made the whole process a little easier for them, and for this game, we did get some Thundersticks in. We've been asked on social media for a while to get these, and It's just one of those things where it's got to fit in the budget. It's got to be the right time and all that good stuff. And so we made it work for this game where we're going to have a good amount of Thunder sticks within the student section there. So as you enter in through gate F, which is the student entrance, we'll have the marketing table set up that'll have the Thunder sticks ready to roll. And then, once you get them, get in the stadium, be loud, be annoying, and hopefully create some false starts or some turnovers or some delayed games and just support the Herd as much as possible.
We like it. Brian Crisp with us. Now, there's something happening as well, and I'm excited for this. I think a lot of Herd fans should be excited for this. It's an every day. You have a ring ceremony, and the women's basketball team last season, amazing run, got to the NCAA tournament, won the regular season crown, won the Sun Belt Conference tournament crown, and you get a ring when you do things like that. So the ring ceremony is going to be happening. When will it take place, and the whole timeline of the game experience tomorrow, and what do we need to know?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's obviously a huge honor for a team to earn a ring, and especially the way the women's basketball team did it. So in the first quarter, during one of the timeouts, we will have the ring ceremony where Athletic Director Spears will be on the field, and he will be giving the rings to 10 different players that were on last year's roster that are here this year. And so it'll be a really cool moment for them. The women's basketball team has not seen the rings yet or anything like that, and so it will be their first time getting their ring and having that honor. And we're going to do something a little different maybe. We'll still have the banner presentation at the fans' first game next Sunday, where in the arena we'll reveal their new banner for winning the championship and making the NCAA tournament. But obviously a very special moment for them and a special season. And it's a chance just to not only remember what they did and how special it was, but also a chance for them to kind of see it and relive it for themselves as well when they open up that ring box and see that championship ring.
For those who haven't seen it just yet on social media, can you describe it in a little detail for fans, kind of get an idea of what that ring is looking like? And I know you try to make it as special as you can for those young ladies and keep it Herd themed. Yeah, for sure. No, it is shiny. There's lots of diamonds on it, lots of bling on it. It's got a little green, got a little silver. So it's a sharp-looking ring. And so, it'll be a great thing that they'll be able to display for the rest of their lives and tell their families, when I was at Marshall and we won a championship and here's my ring. And hopefully it's not the only ring that these athletes will get, and they'll win a couple more while they're here. But regardless, there's a lot of student athletes that, not only come to Marshall but play college sports across America, and it's a rare thing that you're going to be able to get a championship ring and be able to display that and have that for the rest of your life. So quite the honor, and it is definitely shiny and blingy for sure. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Lots of diamonds. The Marshall script font on the top, of course, the Herd on the side with the championship logo. So it's a spectacular ring. And those ladies earned every diamond in that ring. So I'm excited for them. Hopefully the budget gets broken again next year with another set of rings being handed out. That's right. No, that's one that we're gladly to figure it out in the budget and make that work when you get to fill in that championship ring line. That's a good one to figure out. Brian Crisp is with us. He's getting us caught up in everything we need to know for the game tomorrow, the Associate Athletics Director for annual giving, ticket sales, and fan engagement. And, of course, we got events coming up past what's happening on Thursday. You mentioned Fans First with basketball. Anything you want to tease or kind of get people excited for early before we get too far into, of course, tomorrow's game day, man? We're going to be all into football. So anything you want to get out there now? Yeah, for sure. So just next Sunday, the 27th, it's Fans First Day for the men's and women's basketball teams, kind of your first chance to see them in action in an actual game setting. It's free admission, as always, for Fans First, which is great. And so just come out, support the team, take a look, see what you think. If you don't have season tickets yet, it's a great time to buy them for either sport. We'll have ticket reps on hand and ready to sell you some tickets and do all that good stuff. So next Sunday, mark your calendar. I think women's soccer plays at 1. The men's basketball team is going to be at 4 o'clock. They'll sign autographs afterwards in the concourse. And then the women's team is going to finish out the day at 6:30. So a little triple header of
Marshall Athletics on next Sunday, the 27th.
Yeah, you'll be pretty busy, and I mean to put you on the spot now. Anything new and exciting that fans can be looking forward to with basketball, or are you gonna hold out on me?
Yeah, no, nothing to say yet. As always, we'll
Holding out,
and we're always looking to add new things and see what hits and see what doesn't hit. And so there will be some additions, there will be some changes for sure. But one of those things that you might have to just show up next Sunday and check it out.
Okay, so he's holding out on me. I'm saying video board in the end zone, like hoops in Huntington. That's my guess. Why
now,
not?
That would be awesome. Unfortunately, video boards are quite expensive, and so I don't know if that's going to be the answer, if that's what we're going to have. But we do have some things up our sleeve to help increase that fan experience for sure.
Okay, I'm just thinking WWE style, just on a smaller basis here for the video board for everyone to come out. I think it would look nice.
Yeah, I appreciate the input, and we'll see if we can roll it through the budget.
Right. Okay, I get that. I know where I know where this conversation is going. It's going away quickly. Ryan Crisp is with us, the Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. Ryan, I always appreciate you, man. You do a great job, and you're always available, taking care of the Herd fans. So I appreciate you there as well, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and hopefully we get a big turnout for a Thursday night game on national TV. Make everyone proud.
Sure. No, I appreciate the time, Paul, and go Herd.
There you have it. Ryan Crisp, everyone. Again, Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. Basketball is coming quickly. Juli Fulks speaking to the Sunbelt media earlier today. We'll get her comments when we continue on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Thoroughbred Express Wash has completely upgraded its Route 60 Huntington location with all new equipment. Wash and dry, tire shine, triple foam, wheel cleaner, bug prep, ceramic seal, and more. Experience the Thoroughbred Express difference today. Plus high-powered vacuums, all-purpose cleaner spray, fresh microfiber towels, and introducing the brand new Secretariat Wash featuring Graphene X. It's all upgraded at Thoroughbred Express Wash, Route 60 in Huntington. Find a location near you at thoroughbredexpress.com.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
Hey, Tri-State, there is a place to shop at. The Huntington's Peddlers Mall is now open in the historic Central City District in Huntington. Over 200 vendors specializing in vintage antiques, home decor, furniture, collectibles, new mattresses, and everything in between. Peddlers Mall, located 800 14th Street West in Huntington. It's the place to go. Open 7 days a week. Visit anytime. Check out the website, peddlersmall.com, for more information. It's the Tri-State place to shop, Huntington's Peddlers Mall.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the Tri-State. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Giovanni's Pizza. Fresh, hot, and tasty. Have it delivered right to your door. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
In the early morning hours of September 27th, Hurricane Helene made its way into the mountains of Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia, leaving devastation in its wake. In response to this tragedy, the Kindred family of stations is partnering with the Robert Newland Air Park to organize a Hurricane Helene relief concert on Friday, October 25th at 7 p.m. at the new pavilion at the Robert Newland Air Park. As proud Appalachians, we know the toll this disaster has taken on our friends and communities. For just $10 at the door, support, you can join us for this essential fundraiser. And we're honored to feature performances by the Bing Brothers Band, Jack Crack, the Huntington Blues Society, Larry Atkins, the Karaoke King, and many more artists to be announced. Food and beverages will be available for purchase at the Pavilion and inside the Fly-In Cafe. All proceeds will go directly to organizations in some of the hardest hit areas of Western North Carolina, Virginia, and Tennessee. Let us stand together as a community, united in compassion and hope. We look forward to seeing you there, supporting those in need with the Fly-In Cafe, the Robert Newland Air Park, and Kindred family of stations.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Our text line is open. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. It is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We've been asking you all show long, how's the Herd going to win this one against Georgia State tomorrow? We're giving you away a 4-pack of tickets. So if you are looking for a pair of tickets, I got you by 2 on this one, an actual full 4-pack. So let's go back to the text line, find out what you've got to say. Texter says, Paul, the winning play, fourth quarter, Herd down 24-17, ball on the Marshall 10-yard line. Braxton reverse pitch to Metcalf in his return for the touchdown. Marshall converts the 2-point conversion off a quarterback draw from Braxton. Final score, Marshall 25, Georgia State University 24. Dare I ask how Steve Cotton would call that? Okay, now I don't want to go there again. We did that already a few weeks ago. Back to our text line. Texter says, Paul, Marshall wins by 2 touchdowns. They put last week's loss in the rearview mirror by playing a complete game on all sides of the football. Here's a question. Paul, do visiting teams fly to Charleston and stay there or Huntington? It just depends, honestly. Each team is going to have its own protocol. So a lot of teams like to fly into the best airport possible and then either bus in the next morning or they will fly in, head over to the stadium, do a walkthrough, go to their hotel, come back the next day. It just varies where they want to stay. Of course, again, yeah, it's a good policy. You want to keep everybody as close as you possibly can. You don't want them to sort of have a I know it's a lockdown. Look, we're keeping everybody in the hotel room, keeping everybody pretty close at hand here. So it varies from team to team. I'm not sure exactly what the full game plan was for Georgia State, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to at least, hopefully, if I was them, I'd do a walkthrough at least. They should have seen enough. There should be enough people who have seen what's going on at Jones C. Edwards Stadium. Again, this is a young series. This is only game number 3, new head coach. So I'm sure there's a walkthrough at least. Texture says, Paul, I just glanced at the women's basketball rings. Okay, I'll read it. Let's qualify this. This is the texter saying this. I don't want to get in trouble here. I'm going to read this. Texter says, I guess that Spears and company figure they don't have to worry about Huff ever winning a championship. They splurge on the young women. 1, they are some spectacular-looking rings. And 2, I still think this Marshall team has a shot. I don't want to discount them just yet because they've only lost 1 game in conference. And so if the game against Georgia Southern was just a lost opportunity and Marshall can pick it back up and go the rest of the way without a loss, the best thing that could happen for them is that Georgia Southern gets a loss, and so they're tied and they get a share for the East Division. So you got an opportunity for a share for the East Division. Now, if it comes down to a tiebreaker and it's just Marshall and Georgia Southern with 1 loss apiece, Georgia Southern wins that tiebreaker. And if Georgia Southern would get beat a couple of times and Marshall can win out, then Marshall's got the East Division and the championship game. So just to be fair here, yes, I get it. The women, they got some spectacular rings. I do believe that if the men's team would win a conference championship, their rings would be just as spectacular. Don't worry. But Just qualify that. That was from the text line. Thank you, sir. Don't get me in trouble. I'll read them, but just don't get me in trouble. Back to our text line. Texture says, Paul, Hurd wins when Braxton throws touchdown pass. All right, back to the text line. Again, you guys are trying to get me in trouble as well because you know I'll read most of these. Texture says, Paul, Hurd leads 28-3 midway. I think I know where this is going. Texture, let me start from the beginning. Hurd leads 28-3 midway into the third quarter. Georgia State scores 21 straight. The game ends 28-24 Hurd, with Georgia State throwing an incompletion from the 29-yard line into the end zone. In the presser, Huff uses the word phenomenal 10 times, praising State in their fight after he barely escapes mismanaging another game. Ouch. Still pretty salty from that game. Text line 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Again, you guys can send it in. I'll read most of them. Just don't get me in trouble, all right? We've got comments from Juli Fulks. We'll do that on the other side of the break. More of your texts when we continue as well. This is The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Save big money on your next staining project. Now at Menards. Varathane Premium Fast Dry Wood Stain has a proven formula that's sure to amaze and is ideal for all interior wood projects, from floors to furniture. Its fast-acting formula guarantees results in just one coat. Save big and view the weekly flyer and all of our great deals happening this week on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
At Poca Valley Bank, a handshake can still mean the start of a great relationship. We've been greeting customers with a handshake since 1908. Why settle for less? If you're purchasing your first home or planning for your future, Poca Valley Bank is here to support you with personalized service and local expertise. They are your trusted advisors. Why settle for less when you can experience banking with a team that truly cares? Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Visit PocaValleyBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Fall is the best time to plant trees. MonPower and Potomac Edison are here with tips to help you plant smart. Let shade trees lower your electric bills. Carefully positioned trees can reduce a home's energy consumption for heating and cooling by up to 25%. For more tree planting tips, visit FirstEnergyCorp.com. This message sponsored by First Energy, the West Virginia Broadcasters Association, and the station.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year again, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the Tri-State. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kitty Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
It's our final segment for today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. The text line is open, a salty place today. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We've been asking you all show long, what's going to be the winning play for the Thundering Herd? Texture says, Paul, Chuck Montgomery catches the defense sleeping and tosses a touchdown pass on 4th and goal from the 20 to wide open Toby Payne. And that's how the Herd wins the game. All right, appreciate that text. Again, 304-396-TALK. One more from the text line. Texture says, I have a gut feeling Coach Huff's contract extension is on the line tomorrow night. Just my opinion. Also from the text line, Herd is going to lay the smackdown on Georgia State, then do the stone cold stomp on them after they're done. Time to get some revenge and play smart, tough, pissed off football. Go Herd. Unfortunately, I have a prior engagement and won't be able to make the game, but will listen on the radio after I get home. All right, appreciate that. Definitely looking forward to having you in the radio audience tomorrow. And we'll go on the air at 4 o'clock for our pregame, and then right after the game broadcast is wrapped up, the official game broadcast with the voice of the Herd, Steve Cotton. We'll be right back here taking your text, and we'll find out if it's a good time in Huntington Thursday night or if it's going to be a repeat of what we had Saturday night, Sunday morning. Let's get into some women's basketball. Juli Fulks speaking to the Sunbelt media earlier today as the league held a virtual media day for members of the Sunbelt press corps. Few things from Coach Fulks to kind of get into. First up, she was asked about what she saw. The team went overseas, and that was a great trip for this squad, kind of a come-together event. It was already something I think was in the works, and it just came to fruition with Coach Fulks. And so she was asked about what she has seen as far as how this team has come together during their trip overseas.
Yeah, I think anytime you get to take your team to another country, there's just so many benefits from just their life experience, getting to see new places, your team coming together with the culture. And then obviously there's the basketball benefits to the 10 extra days. And so when we started the summer, one of the very first things we did was sit down and talk with our athletic director, and we wanted to be able to offer this opportunity. And we saw a lot of value in terms of helping our immediate recruiting process and filling out the roster, helping us on the court and build things and systems early on offense and defense, and then just having the experience of taking the team over there. And so I thought for us, it was absolutely, invaluable. Our team bonded really well. We were able to keep mixing things up on the court and get everybody an opportunity to play and put minutes on the board. And so for us, I think it's invaluable anytime you get the extra days on the court. But, it was a great moment for us to get to know me better, obviously, with a new head coach. We want them to understand how our staff is going to operate and how we're going to interact with them, not just, in practice, but games and on the road. And so I thought it was a lot of wins all rolled up into one. And so we are really grateful for the administration for being able to do that.
That's Juli Fulks earlier today, Sunbelt media availability. Also, she was asked about if there were any issues as far as returning players are concerned, kind of transitioning to her style. Obviously, it's going to be a different style than what Kim Caldwell had last year.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a secret that Coach Caldwell and I probably did some things different on the court. But I think the piece that has maintained the same is the culture and expectations of what winning programs look like. And so I think for every group, we're kind of looking at what do our team and players bring together that is really good? What are their skill sets? And then how do we put the piece together? And the piece about Meredith and Ace that I think you mentioned and some of our other players, I'm a strong believer that winning's a habit. And they have been very open to learning. And that was probably one of the benefits last year of they came into a new system, they bought in, and then they had success. And so I've been able to reap some of the same rewards that they have been very open to learning about how this system could benefit their strengths, how it can get the same results of winning on the court. And so I think that piece of a transition last year and a transition this year, the culture and expectations of work have been the same, and they're just adapting to different basketball. But we also have different players. We obviously graduated, a really strong group last year. And so the team is going to look different in some ways, but we have such a strong core coming back that's helping us propel to the kind of next stages of the game.
If you're just joining us, we're listening to comments from Juli Fulks. I'm your host, Paul Swann. This is The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Coach Fulks speaking to the Sunbelt media earlier today. Another question she was asked as far as how the newcomers and veterans are transitioning. And of course, she alluded to that earlier. It's going to be a different team. So you've got newcomers that are coming in. You've got veterans that are still part of the culture that was established last season. So how are those two different groups, and with this new transition into more of a Juli Fulks style of basketball team, how is that transition working?
Yeah, I think so. One of the hard things about transition is in some ways it reverts everybody back to a freshman in terms of having to learn the offense, figuring out what the reads are. And obviously the returners who've played for a long time, they pick up information right away. But I think, the piece that's been really helpful is everybody's willingness to learn. And so when we started early in the summer and immediately being able to implement some things, I think whether you're a returner, or one of the transfers, or even, one of the freshmen coming in some ways it was new for everybody. And so that made it easier because everybody was learning at the same time. But on the flip side, we've been trying to move things forward really quickly so that we can put together some, really efficient systems on both ends of the game.
And one more from Coach Fulks I want to share. She was asked about the challenging aspects. She's a Division III coach. She's moving up to Division I. Last year, Kim Caldwell making a similar transition from a lower level to Division I. So what are some of the challenging aspects making that leap from Division III to Division I?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of pieces that have been really similar in terms of the basketball and on court, but obviously there are differences. And so I thought we've worked through a lot of the differences. Obviously, we get to open up a whole new ceiling in terms of players. I thought, at the previous institutions, we had done a great job of going and getting, players that were viewed above our level. And in some ways, that's the same thing we're trying to do now. We're trying to go out and get the best athletes that we can get that are going to have a successful career at Marshall and fit our system. And so, the on-court piece, if I had to say, what one of the biggest difference was, at our previous institution, we had 4 players that could play at a much higher level. And now we have, 14 players that are playing, 16 players at a really, really high level. And so for us, we're trying to figure out, what are the extra things that we can do with more skill and different experiences. And so I think it's been really fun. We have coaches that have had a lot of different experiences at different levels. And, for us, we've really enjoyed the past 4 months and we're having a blast. Our players, seem to be really enjoying it and learning quick. And obviously they can't wait to, for games to start in 2 weeks and to hit the MAC challenge. And so, I think we're just working through all the differences daily, but team culture, work ethic, there's so many things that are the same. I mean, you can still guard a ball screen the same way, still defend post players the same way. And so we're just doing that, with some bigger and some faster athletes at some positions, but it's been great. And, we're excited and blessed to be here.
Juli Fulks, her comments to the Sun Belt media. She had another question that was asked of her. Not really a true basketball question. It was more of a feature type question about what were some of the fun things that the team did on the trip in Italy, non-basketball fun things. Yeah, I'll share that with you. Again, this is a little bit less of a basketball question, more of a feature-y question. But she talked about some of the things that the team did while they were in Italy.
Oh, well, I can tell you there was a handful for sure. The group that put the schedule together was amazing. I think for them, we went to Portofino first, and so it was a great time of year. It was very hot, and so they got a chance to swim out in the, kind of the ocean inlets there, and so I think for them that was probably their highlight. Obviously, the food and all of the amazing restaurants that we got to eat, and then we went into Florence and had a chance to go to the Duomo and have some very Italian cultural experiences there. And so I think if you ask different ones, they would have, somewhere in the combination of between the food, touring around Florence, and then getting to swim in the water and be on the coast for a few days. That kind of combined a little bit of a vacation experience with the basketball. Just a fantastic trip, and we were really blessed to be able to go.
That's Juli Fulks, her comments to the Sun Belt media as it was a virtual media day for women's basketball today from the Sun Belt. Our text line is still open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're giving you some tickets. We'll do that next home game as well, but we've got a 4-pack of tickets we're giving away tonight, so we're going to pick a winner here in the next few minutes. And so far, everybody is. I appreciate this, by the way. I say this, and I don't say it lightly. I appreciate everybody coming in, accepting the tickets, coming in and picking everything up, because that has enabled me to get more. Because you guys are the best. I will say this, and I mean it. You guys are the best. You're better than all the other radio stations when it comes to listeners. My listeners are the best. You guys are fantastic. So thank you, and keep that up. So we'll give you a couple more minutes on the text line. We've been asking you what's going to be the winning play. How's the Herd going to win this one on Thursday night against Georgia State? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. 8255. That's our text line to be a part of the show. So tomorrow, no show. Obviously, we're going to be set up at the West Lot. We're going to be right near the M Club Pavilion, so we invite you to come on out. Ryan Crisp was with us earlier outlining what you need to know. If you missed any part of that, go back and get it later. We'll post it later on this evening on our podcast. That's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, just wherever you get your podcasts. You can also go to our website at wrbc.com. We upload it there. And you can find out more about what he had to say, but you'll be getting on the lot a little later than you usually do. And, of course, the gate's still open 2 hours before the game. So keep that in mind as you head over to the stadium tomorrow to either get a quick tailgate set up before you go into the game, or if you're heading in after work and you're just trying to make your way to the stadium for the game, you still have a 2-hour window before the game starts, but the gate's open. There'll be some things going on in the stadium as well for you. Again, I'm hitting the food trucks tomorrow. He said a taco truck is there. I think we all can agree tacos make everything better. Tacos do make everything better. So it's a Taco Thursday. We'll take that. And, of course, I'm looking forward to I know there's going to be some time off here, but I'm looking forward to seeing this herd get some time off. That schedule last year was brutal. So I think this is the best thing. You get this Thursday game, you play it, you get it out of the way. Then you got the weekend, and then you get another Saturday, which you don't have herd football. Now, I know for some of you that's going to be driving you crazy, but I'm okay with that because it gives this team an opportunity to sort of regroup, rest. I don't want them to go through what they did last year. I hope that in future years we make sure that the schedule is at least more viable. Have some breaks in there, have some opportunities for this team to regroup, not just go straight through before a opportunity for them to kind of pause and rest, heal themselves. I think that was definitely a detriment for this team last year. Not trying to make excuses for anybody, but the way the schedule's played out so far, I actually like how the cadence of the schedule feels so far. I'm sure Coach Huff does as well. But tomorrow, hope to see a lot of you out there at the stadium for the game. Thursday night game, ESPN2. So a national audience will be watching. And here's an opportunity for you. You want Marshall football to be regarded as a relevant program. Well, did you see the crowd for South Alabama and Troy? It looked good on TV. I know it's South Alabama and Troy. They're not necessarily spectacular on the record this year, but they had a really good crowd. It looked good on TV. So here's an opportunity for you. If you are adamant about Marshall football being regarded as one of the best teams in the G5, whatever you want to call it, and, of course, the Sun Belt is one of the best G5 conferences out there, I say you show up tomorrow and you fill those seats, you be loud, and you have a good time as the herd trying to get a little payback from last year and get that Georgia Southern bad taste out of its mouth and get back on the winning track. That's going to do it for this edition. I want to thank my guest, Ryan Crisp. Always look forward to talking to him. He is the Associate Athletics Director for Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. We appreciate him always keeping us up to date on everything that's happening with the Thundering Herd. And we'll be back with you tomorrow, but at a different time, 4 o'clock, for our pregame coverage. West Virginia and Appalachian Laborers District Council, college football today. We do it every home and road game 3 hours before kick, and then I'll be back after the game with our post-game coverage, Giovanni's 20th Street College Football Wrap-Up. So busy night tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there at Jones C. Edwards Stadium, and hopefully we're talking about a herd win tomorrow. Until tomorrow, have a great night, everyone. Don't forget, you can get the podcast later tonight, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.